I have every intention of treating her properly without any help or interference from you.
Young man!
Mother, don't!
Just consider yourself lucky that you are not, at this moment, an artichoke.
You think Bewitched was all sparkles, spells, and sitcom smiles? Think again. Behind Samantha's twitchy nose was a cauldron of chaos. From secret affairs to magical mishaps that nearly shut down production. These aren't your grandma's fun facts. These are the 10 wildest truths you never saw coming. Today, we're digging up 10 of the most fascinating, forgotten, and flat-out unbelievable facts about Bewitched that will make you see the series in a whole new light. Number 1. The nose twitch wasn't real. That iconic nose twitch? Total TV magic. Elizabeth Montgomery, who played Samantha, didn't actually wiggle her nose at all. It was more of a clever camera trick mixed with a little upper lip movement. In reality, she just moved her mouth slightly, and the editors added a ding sound effect to sell the illusion. Fans were convinced she had this superhuman nose control, but nope, it was all smoke, mirrors, and top-tier editing. The gag worked so well, it became one of the most recognizable gestures in television history. Even decades later, people still imitate it at Halloween parties, like it's some mystical talent. So, yeah, turns out the most magical part of Bewitched was completely fake, and we loved every second of it. Number 2. 2 Darrens, 1 big controversy. If you felt like Samantha's husband suddenly looked different, you weren't wrong. Bewitched famously switched actors mid-series, swapping out Dick York for Dick Sargent as Darren Stevens, and fans were not having it. York had been suffering from serious back issues, and after collapsing on set, he was quietly replaced. The show never explained the change, causing plenty of confusion. Imagine your partner showing up one day with a new face, and no one says a word. Yeah, that kind of weird. Despite the swap, the show continued for 3 more seasons. But for many loyal viewers, there was only one real Darren. And he wasn't the one finishing the series. Number 3, Samantha was pregnant, and so was Elizabeth. One of the earliest examples of TV art imitating life, Samantha's magical pregnancies on Bewitched lined up perfectly with Elizabeth Montgomery's real-life ones. When Samantha had baby Tabitha, Montgomery was expecting. Same with Adam. Another on-screen baby, another real baby bump off-screen. But here's the twist. This was super controversial. In the 60s, it was rare and risky to show a pregnant woman on TV. Some execs were so nervous, they wanted her filmed from the chest up only. But Montgomery and the showrunners pushed back. Her baby bumps stayed in frame, quietly shifting what was acceptable on TV. It might seem normal now, but back then, it was a low-key revolution, a working mom, owning her space on screen. Number 4, real witches were not amused. While Bewitched was charming millions, real-life witches, like actual practicing Wiccans, weren't exactly spellbound. Some protested, arguing the show made witchcraft look silly, domestic, and downright wrong. In 1970, the Witches' Anti-Defamation League even accused it of spreading harmful stereotypes. Of course, the show wasn't trying to teach witchcraft. But it did spark unexpected conversations about religious freedom and representation, way ahead of its time. The twist? Many witches secretly enjoyed it anyway, despite the Hollywood makeover. So while Samantha was rocking her spells and suburban style, her nose twitch ended up stirring more than just laughs. It stirred debate. Turns out, even sitcom magic can ruffle some real-world feathers. Number 5. Endora hated Darren, and so did Agnes Moorehead. Endora's legendary eye rolls and cutting remarks toward Darren weren't just good acting. They were practically personal. Agnes Moorehead, who played the fabulous and fiery Endora, really didn't like Dick Sargent, the second actor to play Darren. She had been close friends with Dick York, the original Darren, and never quite accepted the swap. On set, things got icy. Moorehead reportedly refused to speak to Sargent unless cameras were rolling, and insiders say the tension bled into her performance. Honestly, that disapproval you see on screen, 100% authentic. The result? A feud so believable it became TV gold. Endora versus Darren wasn't just a sitcom trope. It was a thinly veiled Cold War, served weekly in Technicolor. Number 6. The opening titles were by Hanna-Barbera. That cute animated sequence of Samantha on a broom. It was produced by Hanna-Barbera, the powerhouse behind the Flintstones and the Jetsons. The studio designed and animated Bewitched's title visuals, which is why the credits feel like a mini cartoon short before each episode. a perfect fit for a show built on whimsy and visual gags. Number 7. Bewitched became a gay icon, decades later. Bewitched won lasting love from LGBTQ+ audiences. Samantha's need to hide her true identity to pass as normal resonated as a powerful metaphor, and the show's campy flair, from Endora's glam to whimsical magic, only deepened the appeal. Elizabeth Montgomery embraced that legacy and publicly supported LGBTQ+ rights. She even served as LA Pride co-Grand Marshal in 1992, alongside Dick Sargent. Bewitched may not have set out to be subversive, but for many fans it cast real magic, celebrating the courage to be different. Number 8. The magic was all dye. Those magical poofs and floating objects? No CGI. Bewitched used all practical effects. Flying broom, wire, disappearing axe, camera cuts, moving objects, fishing lines, magnets, and very patient crew hiding just off camera. The trickiest part, Samantha's twitches. To sell a spell, they'd stop filming mid-shot, swap the props, then restart, hoping no one noticed the splice. Sometimes it took dozens of takes for just a few magical seconds. It was old-school ingenuity at its best. And honestly, the handmade charm made the show feel more magical, proving you don't need fancy tech when you've got creativity and grit. Number 9. Elizabeth Montgomery grew to hate the show. While fans adored Bewitched, its star had a much more complicated relationship with it. Elizabeth Montgomery was proud of the early seasons, especially the originality and subtle social commentary. But as the show dragged on, she felt stuck. The scripts got repetitive, and the network's refusal to let the characters grow frustrated her deeply. By the final seasons, she reportedly wanted out, but was locked into her contract. Co-stars said she became distant on set, and it was clear her heart wasn't in it anymore. The magic had fizzled. Still, she respected what the show meant to fans. In interviews, she'd acknowledge its place in pop culture, even if she personally felt ready to twitch it away and move on. Number 10. The show ended without a real ending. After 8 seasons of spells, sass, and suburban chaos, Bewitched didn't get a proper send-off. No big finale, no emotional goodbye. The show just stopped. The final episode aired in 1972 and was basically a rerun of a previous storyline, a recycled plot with new lines. Fans were left scratching their heads. Why? Ratings had declined. Elizabeth Montgomery wanted out, and the network quietly ended the series after season 8, rather than staging a finale, dropping the no press release claim, which isn't well sourced. For a show that defined an era, its exit felt oddly unmagical. But maybe that's part of the charm. No tidy endings, just a lingering sparkle in TV history. Like a good spell, Bewitched left us wanting more. So there you have it. 10 facts that prove Bewitched wasn't just a cute little sitcom with sparkles and spells. It was bold, weird, trailblazing, and way more dramatic than anyone expected. Behind every twitch of Samantha's nose was a story of real-world tension, trailblazing TV, and enough off-screen chaos to power a whole other show. Whether you grew up watching reruns, or you're discovering it for the first time. Bewitched left a mark that's still shimmering through pop culture. It made magic feel normal, and being different feel powerful. Now it's your turn. Which fact surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. And if you loved this trip down TV memory lane, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more pop culture deep dives. Because let's be honest, you never know what kind of magic we're uncovering next.